Hey, Ghost, what's going on, man? How can I help you?
Yes, I'm a Muslim. You wanted to debate?
Sure, yeah. What did Jesus teach? Like, what do you guys believe about that as a Muslim?
Yeah, so we believe that Jesus taught monotheism, the belief in one God and worship Him alone and obeying His commandments. That's what we believe in Islam.
Okay, so is the idea of just believing in one God, does that safeguard you from error?
No, it doesn't necessitate being safeguarded from error. It just means that a person would have some sort of like salvation or saving in certain regards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if you're interested in knowing about like what we believe in Islam, I can like probably educate you if you're okay with that.
Well, Satan believes in one God too, but he doesn't get saved.
But he doesn't worship God. He hates God. I'm sure you would
Okay,
agree with that.
okay, so then the idea of monotheism doesn't safeguard really anything. It's about the worship towards whatever the true one God is. And you did clarify and say that, but just letting you know, like monotheism doesn't really help you that much.
And what do Jesus and Muslims, what do they both have in common?
Well, that's the question because I'm assuming you're saying, well, Jesus worshiped one God, so we know that he's more in line with the truth. But I just showed you that just because you worship one God, it doesn't mean that it's true or the true one God. So then the question I have to ask you next is this then. Okay, so the one God that Jesus worshiped according to Islam, who is that?
Yeah, so the one God by which Jesus worshipped in Islam is going to be the creator of all things, a being that doesn't have beginning nor end, and he can never fail to exist. That's the one true God, the which we understand to be, and
Okay,
also a
who is
being
that?
by which is, yeah, and also an entity by which is all powerful. That's who we
O-
identify as God. Now,
Okay,
of
who
course, there's
is that?
different language. Yeah, so there's different language terminology by which we use to understand who God is. Now, the Jews call him Hachim or Elohim. The Muslims call him Allah, and the Aramaics call
Hashem.
him Allah. So, in
Yeah.
regards to the language terminology, that's not going to negate the fact that we're talking
Okay,
about
let's
the
slow down a
energy.
little bit. What is his name?
Yeah, God has many different names.
Like what?
Yeah, so for it depends on the language you're speaking. Like if I'm Spanish, his name would be Theo or Theos. If I'm,
Let's do this. Is Father one of his names?
we don't call God a father in Islam.
Did Jesus call God Father?
Of course, we don't negate he called God Father because
Okay,
that's the relationship they had.
oh, so you don't negate that he is a father.
I didn't say that he is or is not a father. I'm saying that's what Jesus called him.
Okay,
I
so if
don't
Jesus
listen. I
called
can agree
him,
with you.
so if Jesus called him Father, then he couldn't be a Muslim then.
It's not true at all because all Muslim means is just servant of God. Was Jesus a servant of God?
Okay, so is Allah a father or is he not?
He's not a father in the literal sense, like I just told you. I can
Okay,
grant
good.
that people. I can
Okay,
grant
hold
that
on. Let's slow
people.
down. Let's
Wait,
stay here, my friend. Let's
I,
stay here.
I am. I'm just
Let's stay
expounding on the
here.
point that I made.
Okay, so let me expound on the point that you made before instead of jumping to a thousand different ones. So if Jesus called Allah Father, but Allah is not a father, can he be a Muslim?
That's why I just qualified that, not in a literal sense.
Okay, so in what sense can he be a father?
Yeah, so I can grant that people thought he was father in regards to their relationship with him. Like, it wasn't just Jesus who called him father. There are people prior to Jesus that did this sort of
But we're
thing, and it
talking about
referenced him.
Jesus, but we're
Okay,
talking about
so
Jesus.
host, listen. I mean, I've been very respectful, and I'm responding to you. Okay, so in this sense, obviously, people called him God. Sorry, people call him Father for different reasons. In fact, in the Old Testament, there have been many occasions where people called him Father, and they were referred to as sons of God or even gods themselves. But that
I'm
doesn't mean
aware. Ghost,
Can
I'm
can
aware.
I finish? Can I
Ghost.
like finish
I'm
what I was
asking
saying?
you a very straightforward question, my friend. You're making three left-hand turns to make one right.
I didn't make anything. You're not tracking, dude.
If Jesus called him a father
Mhm.
in any regard, is he a Muslim?
Okay, so again, so if you're saying that he calls him a father, I don't. Oh my God, dude, it's very simple. I'm gonna break it down to you once more.
Yes, it is very simple.
I don't negate the fact that he called him
Guys, he's
father.
making the
That's not
first left-hand
that
turn.
I don't negate the fact that he called him father, but in
Okay, let's
regards
stay
to,
here. Let's
can
stay
I like
here.
why do
Let's stay
Christians
here.
always do that?
Because you're not answering my
So I mean, notice
question.
how I've been very respectful. I haven't cut
Okay,
you
guys,
off, or
he's
no one
making his
else here.
second left-hand turn.
I've been very
My
respectful. You're getting
friend,
emotional. You're getting very emotional right now.
in what sense did
You're getting
Jesus
very
call
emotional right now.
God Father?
So I mean, listen, if I want to be Christian, I don't
Guys,
think
he's
you're doing
making
it
his third
properly.
left-hand turn.
So you don't know if I want to be Christian or not. Why are you acting like that, dude?
You don't
You
want
don't
to
know
be
Oh,
what I want to be.
Christian.
stop.
You don't know
Yeah.
what I want to
Come
be.
on,
Go
What
ahead,
man.
if I
answer
wanted
my
to be
question.
Christian?
Answer you.
Okay, I'm
You don't
trying
want to
to
be.
answer
You
the
don't want to be a
question,
Christian.
dumb
James is
fuck, but
fine.
you're not trying to
James is fine.
engage. Why you
Can you
keep
please
interrupting?
answer my question? In what regard did Jesus call him a father?
Yeah, he called him a father in a relational sense, which I just explicated
Okay,
earlier.
thank you.
So
Okay, now here's the question. Can you be a Muslim and call God Father in a
no,
relational
because
sense?
that's not the terminology we refer
Okay,
to. That, and I just
thank you.
qualified
So
that. And I
so
just
Jesus was
qualified
not a
that.
Muslim then, correct?
No, because a Muslim just means servant of God. We already went through this. It's the second
Is
time.
that
So, host,
God that
can you
Jesus
give
was
me
a
like
servant
5 seconds? Can
of?
you give me like
Is that
30 seconds? Can you
guys,
give me
he's
like
making
30
his
seconds to
fourth
explicate
left
what I was trying to say?
actually
Why is
he
this guy
already made all
panicking?
of his left hand
Why are you
turns.
panicking?
So you made your full right hand turn and you right hand turned into the audience. Guys, I'm not here to hold your hand. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm not here to uh, powder your nose. We need straightforward answers. We don't need three left hand turns to make one right. When you get to your third left hand turn, you're going to go right into the audience. Please answer the
Just
questions.
just on that, let's say that he doesn't accept Father. Is Yahweh one of the 99 names? See, if they want to claim that they're the same God of the Jews, and the God of the Jews has a name called Yahweh, if they don't accept Father, then do they accept Yahweh?
Yeah, hello. So, so it's gonna be that Jesus used it metaphorically, not literal, and the Christians later took that name and made it literal, and then the
Mhm.
Quran abrogates it by saying that Allah is not a father.
Okay. In the Quran, in Surah At-Tawbah, I believe it's verse, James, what verse is that? Verse 30? Or I forget which verse it is. But I do know it's in Surah At-Tawbah. It says that
930.
yep. It says that this is what
What
the
chapter? What chapter?
chapter 9, verse 30.
Yeah,
Okay. So in that verse, it says that the Jews say this, it says that the Christians say this, but
yeah.
these are the words of the disbelievers. So it didn't have anything to do with metaphorically, because even before Jesus, the Jews were calling God Father. So I mean, this is the question. If you're
No,
saying that
listen,
it's
wait, one
if
sec.
you're sorry, excuse me, if you're saying that it's metaphorical, then you'd have to say even from the very beginning, because the Jews were doing that, even from the very beginning, that
Yeah,
they
one.
were just wrong.
Yeah, one sec. So the Jews been saying this is in the Talmud. They've been saying Ezra. I can find a Talmud thing where they take him as a literal son of God, and yeah,
Okay, yeah,
the
I mean,
Christians do say that.
but that's not the but
So that's what.
Ezra, yeah, but Ezra's not the yeah, but Ezra's not the contention. My contention is the use of the relational term father and son. So the Jews were doing it before Jesus came. So here's
Yeah,
the question,
and
right? So
The Quran abrogates all of it.
okay, so here's the question. So they were saying it for the longest, and then the Quran comes 600 or 700 years after Jesus, and then says, "Hey, they're wrong." So here's the question I have for you:
Yeah, so
At what
yeah,
point?
I can just say
At,
Jesus himself didn't use
and
father as a literal term, but as a metaphorical one, as a title.
I
And then
know,
the Christians
I
later
know,
came and said
I know. This
it's
is my
literal.
question. Okay, so this is my question. So at the time of Muhammad, it became abrogated. Okay.
Yeah,
So at the time of Jesus, though,
and the
there was a
reason for that is
correct,
because they took it literal.
I know that's fine. But at the time of Jesus, there was a correct way in which it was to be said, right?
Yeah,
Not the literal sense, but the metaphorical sense.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. So at the time of Jesus, when people were saying that God is their father in the correct sense,
yeah.
are you saying now that because like he's not a father, so Allah changed? Because father
No,
is what he
I'm saying the
is.
because Christians after Jesus took that and made it literal. Do you understand?
Okay, okay, my friend, look.
I'm not
If
saying
you're
Jesus.
No, listen to me. If you were a father at one point and then you stopped being a father, that
Yeah, but
means
it's
that
not
you
literal.
changed.
It's not about stop being a father. It's not literal. That's what I'm trying to tell
Nobody,
you.
no, but no
So
Christian believes,
how can you stop being a father if it's not literal?
no Christian believes that God is literally a father. That's impossible. So I'm going based
No,
on your
you don't
term.
believe. Wait. You don't believe God, the Father's not the literal Father of Jesus.
How could he be? The father didn't
You don't
have
believe that?
the father couldn't have relations with a woman to produce Jesus. How does
I'm
that
sure
work?
there's denominations that believe this. I'm pretty sure there
I
is.
mean, if there are denominations that believe this, they would be heretical. You'd have to show me a
But
verse in the Bible
it
where it
would still
says,
mean they do believe it. I mean, we believe all of you guys are heretics.
"Are you a Sunni or are you a Shia?"
I'm a Sunni.
Okay, do you believe that Shia are heretical?
I believe the doctrine itself. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So just because there's a group of people claiming to be Muslims doesn't actually mean they are. Why? Because of their doctrine. So what I'm
But
asking you is,
listen.
if there,
We
hold
believe
on,
all
hold
of you
on,
guys are.
hold on.
We
Okay,
believe all of you guys are.
I know, great, thank you.
Fuck.
What I'm asking is, if you're saying that at one point he was a father, even in
But
a
I'm
medical,
no. Wait, hold on. I think you're the first
my
Christian
friend,
that said
let me finish what I'm saying.
Jesus is not the literal son of the Father.
Okay, tell you what.
I mean, can he
No, I'm
explain
not even
what
lying about
means?
that. I think you're
Can
literally
he
the first
just
Christian I heard this.
giving him too? Be quiet. You're giving him too much of leeway. Let him tell us what is when he understands Jesus, that God is a father. How do you understand that that God is a father? What is your understanding? What makes him a
Yeah,
father
bro, let's hear this.
in the
That
correct sense?
he's the word of God. He's the word of the Father. That Jesus is the word of the Father, and he became the Son, and
Now,
he sent his only
what
Son
makes
to.
Jesus the father?
Huh?
According to Islam, how was Allah a father in the correct sense? Tell
Yeah,
us
it's
that.
as a metaphorical, like once you enter his kingdom, he's your father. He takes care of you. He sustains you, but he's not a literal one.
So hang on, doesn't a mother also sustain you and take care of you?
But a father also does. So it's just a title.
I'm
That doesn't.
asking you about a mother. Can a mother also do what you just said?
No,
A mother doesn't sustain you and a mother doesn't
no.
take care of you.
I'm
Not
saying
sure what type of mother you have.
even if a mother can, it doesn't matter. So what?
But
Just a
again, so Allah
title.
could be a mother in a
She's just
sense
a
as well then, right?
no.
So according to you, that's why
But
Allah
that's
is
not what
a
happened,
father
though.
in a sense.
But that's not
I'm
happened.
asking you again, make it make sense. Explain to everybody how Allah
I
is
just
a
did. I just
father
did.
in the correct sense.
I just did.
Because you showed me that it could be a mother as well.
No, I didn't. He was never called a mother. He was called a father
You
because
don't understand the contention?
no, I'm saying he was called a father because once you enter his kingdom, he sustains you. He takes he takes
Okay,
care of you. You can
okay,
ask him for
but
something.
okay, but what James is saying is, okay, well, if that's the case, why is he not also called a mother?
Because he's just not.
Okay,
They
so
don't
you're
call him.
just
Did they call him a
okay,
mother in
so
the Bible?
okay, so you're just hold on a second. But if you're gonna go to the Bible never abrogates him being called a father. So that's not gonna work. He actually is a father in the correct
But I thought you said
sense.
he's not. Wait, hold on. I thought you just said he's not a literal father.
He's not, bro. How can he be a literal
So then
father?
what are we disagreeing about? We agree then.
What do you no. What do you think we
Yes.
mean? What do you think we mean when we say that he is the father of the son?
He's like a literal father of it.
Tell you what, my friend, can you show me a verse in the Bible that says
So
what you're
then we
saying?
agree then. There's nothing we disagree about. I don't know what you're on
No,
about. We
no.
literally
Can you
agree.
show? No,
Then
we
what then?
don't.
What no you okay,
Can
no, you
you?
tell me then.
No,
I
the
must be
claim is,
confused. I must be confused. Tell me.
my friend. The claim, the burden of proof is on you.
No,
You
I'm
said that.
confused. I'm
Look,
confused. I'm
I,
confused then. I
I
want you
know
to
you
explain it.
are. I know
Okay,
you
explain
are.
it. Okay,
So
explain it.
I'll ask you this again, Yasin. Can you explain what you
I just
understand by
told you I'm
literal
confused.
father?
Explain it to me.
What is the meaning of literal father according to you?
No, I want to know. You guys tell me.
I'm asking you. You said he's a literal father. I'm asking you.
I thought you guys believe that he's a
Can
literal
you
father.
please listen? Please listen. You said you understand him to be a literal father, correct?
Of Jesus, yes.
Yeah. Okay. When you say he's a literal father, what does that imply?
That I don't even know, bro. That's what's confusing, bro.
Exactly. No, not confusing.
It
You're making it
is.
confusing by adding things that's not there. So when you say literal
Every
father, you
question I
saying he
asked,
literally
every
be quiet and
Christian
listen.
I
Be quiet.
asked,
Be
is
quiet.
Jesus
Be
the
quiet.
literal
I'm
son of the
helping you now.
Father? They say
I'm
yes.
helping you. When you say literal father of the son, you mean that he had dingy dingy with a woman to produce a
But
child,
that's
correct?
what's confusing, isn't it? You
Can you
guys
show
don't
me
believe that, of
anywhere where
course.
he did?
No, but I'm
Okay,
saying
watch
you
this.
guys, of course, don't believe that.
Again,
But
dude,
you guys still say
according
he's
to
the
your
literal father.
Quran, according to your Quran, who is the one that impregnates Mary?
Doesn't say that in the Quran, bro.
According to the Quran, who is it that impregnates Mary?
Yeah, Allah.
Beautiful.
But
So
yeah, by his
he
will.
is what, and what is his relation to the child? In Surah 1919, he gave him a holy son. Who gave Mary a son?
That doesn't mean he's a father, bro.
Again, who gave Mary a son?
Allah.
Beautiful. Is the son of Mary?
Yes.
Beautiful. And who gave Mary the son again? Just so I know.
Allah
Beautiful.
created
So
it.
he's an
Allah
absent
created the spirit of
father.
Jesus. Listen.
So
Allah
again, when it
created
came to the
Jesus' soul.
Bible,
Okay,
now
but let me
listen
explain
again.
it to you because
Show me in the
you're
Bible
trying to
now.
make me
So
say
show me
that he's
in
the
the
father. Wait,
Bible.
calm down.
Show me in the
Can I explain
Bible
it? Can I explain it?
where
You're not just
God the
gonna go make
Father,
a. You're not gonna
again,
say sentence and not let me explain it.
listen
No,
again.
I'm not
Show
listening.
me
I already
according
listen. I
to
already listen.
show me according to the Bible that God the Father had
Can you
dinky
guys hear
dinky
me?
with a woman to give her a
Okay,
child.
listen.
James, can you hear
Allah
me?
created
Now
the
we
soul of
can. Yeah, now we
Jesus
can.
and sent it with Jibril to go send it to Mary. Where does it say that?
James,
In
can you hear me?
the way how you're trying
Yes, I
to
can. I
frame
mean,
it.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what's going on with my phone. Like I've been speaking
yeah,
for the
you fell
past
out
5 minutes.
You guys still haven't explained if it's the literal
and you're
father
gone
or not.
again. Again, it doesn't. Again, this is where you're
So
trying to
how do
make
you guys
him
Yeah.
take?
make.
Tell me,
Again,
explain why do you
shut
guys take the
up.
father?
Shut up.
Yassine,
How do you guys
Yassine,
take the father
just
then?
yeah. Hold on, Yassine. Just wait a second. Sorry, for some reason I was talking and nobody was hearing me. I had a phone call. Um, yeah, bro. Don't you understand that this is the contention? That's the point that James is trying to show you. Imagine if we held you to that same standard. Okay, well, Allah must be the literal father of Jesus because according
No,
to the Quran, hold on, because according to the Quran, he impregnated Mary, so that means that his relation to Jesus
no.
must be the father. So he
He
must be literally
created
the
the soul
father.
of Jesus and he sent it down.
Who impregnated Mary?
He created the soul of Jesus and sent it
Who
down.
impregnated Mary?
I didn't answer. I answered the question, bro. He created
Guys,
the
that's
soul
the
of
first
Jesus and
left-hand
sent it
turn.
down.
Who impregnated
I'm
Mary?
answering your question. Stop repeating it. He created the soul of Jesus and sent it
That's the
down.
second left-hand turn, guys.
It's not a left hand
Yassine,
turn. I'm answering your
who
question. I'm
impregnated
answering your
Mary?
question. Stop repeating. I'm answering your
Who
question.
impregnated Mary, bro?
You're repeating yourself. You're repeating yourself. He
Yassine.
created the soul of
Who?
Jesus and
All
sent it
right.
down.
Watch
Third
this.
left
You're
hand
repeating
turn, bro.
yourself.
Yeah, go
Watch
down.
this.
Third left hand turn. I'm sorry, I dropped him, bro. Third left hand
No,
turn.
no,
You
it's
made a
okay.
right into the audience.
But check this out. I've got a new video on my page talking about how Islam allows abortion, because in the first 120 days, the soul is not blown into Mary or into the child, right? So which
Yep.
means that according to him now, somebody else impregnated Mary, and then Allah then sends the soul to this person, to Mary, meaning that Allah is not the creator of the baby in the womb. He just sends his spirit into this child. Do you notice how stupid you have to be a Muslim?
Yeah, it's just a crazy like I don't know, dude. Like just the way that they even go about that. Like I might have to change the topic to was Jesus a Muslim? Because it's just freaking insane.